Hi, I'm Kira.
And I'm Alicia.
And we're stitching something. And this is our Flosstube number 2. And here we're going to share cross stitch, crochet, quilting, and other crafts that we've been working on.
Yep, thank you so much for those of you that are returning. We appreciate your support, appreciate your kindness, and being able to be part of this community. So I'm going to start today. Actually, what have you been up to?
I don't remember. I've been doing a lot of, I'm in my last semester still, so I've been doing a lot of school and working on wedding dresses and all sorts of stuff. So
how many dresses have you finished this month?
I think I finished 2, and I'm currently working on 3 dresses. So
yeah, and I'm on summer break, so I'm just stitching something now, working in the yard. Have the marks on my arms from picking raspberries. They're finally on. We love raspberry season.
Yeah.
Love raspberry season. Her husband came in yesterday from being out there, and he reached down and was like, oh, it's a ladybug. He thought maybe the raspberries had left that itchy feel on his legs, and he just brought in a little ladybug. He took it back out. But just yard work, summer, taking a little break. So I'm going to start with what I have finished since last time. So I finished this, My Home Sweet Home from Shepherd's Bush. I used the called for. It was a kit that I purchased from them. This is theirs, all framed. Mine is not framed yet. I'm excited to do that. Have it out. These are the sheep that you called what?
They're dirty sheep.
They've been playing in the field. So as I was stitching this, I talked to my sister for a minute. We were just sharing that when we were children, my grandpa had sheep, and we both remember different times when the sheep became bonded with different people. And I remember my grandma having one. She just called it Little Lamb. That was its name. It had been rejected by its mom. She bottle fed it. She took it with her all over the yard. And that little lamb was so loyal to her. And it makes me think of that every time I look at this. A little memory from my childhood. So, and then, you want to talk about this one?
Yeah. So our next pattern, I designed this pattern. Again, we're all things baby right now. This one is for a little boy. I mean, I guess a little girl could be a little astronaut too.
Change it to pinks, darling.
Yeah.
Pinks, purples.
We made it into a little pillow instead of framing it, but you easily could frame it. So our pattern will be up for sale for this as this border. It's super cute.
You did a good job on that. I love the colors you picked.
Yeah. Good colors.
So little greens.
My mom finished stitching it recently and finished making it into a pillow.
So one thing I love about Kira is that she loves greens, and I tend to be a blue person, and so she brings out another side of me. And so if you notice, this is a little bit more my colors because we went for my stash here, but super cute. It was fun to stitch, easy to stitch. That border just stitches so easily, and you just get in a little rhythm with it and just zip along. Super fun to stitch.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm going to just show a few older things that I have around my house at this time of year. So this one, it's one of, the name has totally left me. Totally left me. I should have pulled the pattern out.
We'll put it in the description.
But it's one of the Tiny Town series. And I just love the little lighthouse, the little crabs. I love doing the little eyes from the beads. So that's a fun one to have out this time of year. And also,
we're not close to a beach, so that one brings the beach vibes to the house.
Sometimes I feel weird in Utah decorating like the beach. Like I feel like I am breaking rules because we're nowhere near.
Imposter syndrome.
We have our mountainside beaches. That's the only hope we have. This one is one of Sandra Workman's that she did. She's Pine Mountain Designs. It was a stitch along that she offered a couple summers ago, and I stitched along with that. Fun little stitch to do. I did all of her called for on it because it was a little stitch along. She was just releasing the patterns. I don't remember if it was 1 week, 1 month at a time, probably 1 week at a time. So the little house, and the mushroom, the log, the acorn, and the other mushroom, so just 1 a week. And that was really fun to get to stitch along. I'm hoping she does another one soon. That same summer, I had started stitching this one, the beach boardwalk. It's massive. And that one was really fun. I did it as each piece came along with the releases. And I did get like 1 month behind around Christmas time. I think it finished in January, and I did that. I did frame it myself. Actually, all of these I have framed myself because I am that person. By the way, this is just a panoramic picture frame. So if you're wondering where you find frames like that, just switch over to your panoramic picture frames. And then I last time, not month, told you guys about the monthly mini that I've been doing. I was close on June and have it finished and in a frame. I wasn't so sure about those little mint green houses. They're a little scary for me because I have some trauma from a mint green house in my neighborhood that's now been changed. So this is the June monthly mini series. I have finished July. I'll show it in just a minute. I'm going to show you all of the other months. Again, I just finished myself. Here's January. Loved the blues in that one. Here's February. March. I love the little leprechauns. I'm going to come in close on that. They're so cute. The little red hair. I did change colors in April. Went with a little bit softer. Oh,
more pastel.
it looks so wrinkly, but I don't feel like it looks that wrinkly in person.
Just the one shadow.
They have to fix that. A little more pastel, a little bit less bright pink. I do feel like that my carrot leaves are very washed out on that though. And it didn't matter what green I picked. I couldn't seem to get the right one. I love May with those little soft yellow. Again, those were color changes. Water. Little color changes there. And then July, I have ready to go. And there it is. I went with, on this one, I do remember colors. Lancaster red. And a better blue. And a navy, the wavy navy. Sorry, I don't remember the other one, but these are what it was supposed to look like. So those are how I changed it. Maybe we can put those down below as well. I guess I can go back. Sorry, let me grab the next stuff. So, now, did you stitch anything on yours?
No, my mom challenged me to do 100 stitches. And I said I did my 15 credit hours of classes instead.
And I asked her to bring in her grades to prove it.
I have 1A minus right now. But
and then the baby will come and you'll be busy then. It's okay.
Yeah. One day I'll do it.
Seasons of life.
Yeah.
It's not a race. It's not a contest.
We're in the school season.
It's just where you are. So for my works in progress, I did say that I was going to try to do better at stitching on this on Sunday, and I got 1 out of 3.
Nice.
1 out of 3. You want to hold that up for me? Don't show the chart on the back. Just so this is the pattern, and I got just a few more of the letters done. Just the Q and R, I want to say, maybe the E. So I do want to finish the first page. That would take it down to just to the top of this little flower right here. So hopefully I can get to that a little bit better, a little more devoted. I don't know, faithful stitching. Okay, this one by Lindsay Waite, that was her July or June. It came in the newsletter, the Free Stitch Friday. I got fabric ready, and that is about it. I am
And
going
floss.
and floss, and I am going to change the blues. I'm going to use both Blue Heron and Blacksmith Blue for these parts that are so variegated. Neither of them are as variegated or as dark. So the one that I have here, the Blue Heron, is very variegated, but it's not quite as dark as I want. So I'm just gonna mix them.
Nice.
Make it work. Draw from my stash on that, which is what I've done with most of those Free Stitch Fridays, is just pulled from my stash. This one is in a hoop. It's in a hoop. I finished the tree and all of the little parts of it, and I have started a little bit further on the house, so just a little bit of progress there.
The tree doesn't look as haunted as it was before. It has a little bit more life to it.
Yes, and I love the little heart that Lindsay adds in, her little signature piece, to have a little heart in there. I don't know if you noticed her heart on the other pattern at all. And then I didn't work on that one. So that is the progress that I've made this month on my cross stitching, a little bit more on the quilting. So we'll get to that in just a minute. My plans for July, I've seen so many stitch alongs, and I appreciate them all. They sound like so much fun. I am not going to do Spooky Summer. Are you into Spooky Summer?
I'm not into anything spooky.
I looked. I have no Halloween cross stitch patterns. None. I don't have any. It's not my
thing.
It's not my thing.
It's neither of our things.
I do have a fall one, and I just bought the floss. A few years ago bought Fall on the Farm. Can't remember which one it is, but I am going to start that sometime, but not this week. This week we're going to celebrate the 4th a little bit more, but the 250th year, there are people who are stitching 13 patriotic pieces starting this June and then finishing next July. So if I count, I'm at 1. Actually 2, because I have my July and my home sweet home.
Yeah.
So I'm at 2.
At 2. I'm at
That's
0.
pretty good. I did pull a couple, and this gets a little bit into my haul, but this one, let me turn so I don't show you the chart. But there's this little 1776. I got the, and then I'll show the one on top in just a moment. But that 1776, I think would be a really fast stitch. And this little God Bless America, I also think would stitch up fairly quickly. This was from Primrose Cottage's Sip and Stitch box, which I hate a mystery. I don't want to spend my money and not know that that's something I actually want. So I waited until they released it to get it. So I was a little slow on the draw there. But also this America, a little bit more time on that one. It's actually a fairly large pillow. And then in that kit, there were some stickers. You get excited about the stickers?
Everyone likes stickers.
I dropped my term. Oh, sorry. No, floss drops, which are darling. The thread pack to go with it, and I do most of the time Lindsay's colors I don't need to convert. I only do that on the other ones because I try to pull from my stash when they're small. Some little charms, which I think would be darling on a little bag. I need to make a patriotic bag. And then also the finishing kit to be able to make all 3 of those. So that's some of my patriotic future. And I also pulled out, I mentioned that I had been to the attic needlework and purchased some things there. I apologize for the plastic. Let me get that out. So the stars, I also have realized since then it's Plum Street Sampler, but that's a really fun one. And then this one just speaks to me. There is liberty, but it says, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. So those are some that will be in my future. Some of these, like this one, will take a little bit longer. And then others, like the ones from Lindsay and the stars. I've realized that there's a stripes pattern out there by Plum Street Samplers as well that I would like to get. I haven't looked through everything ever, so I'm kind of learning what's out there and what's available as we go. So that's in my plan, not necessarily this week, not necessarily next month, but over the next year, some of those are in my plan. And then as I get further in the year, it leaves me room to buy some of the new stuff or choose charts that I really want along the way instead of deciding all 13 from the get-go. And now 11.
Yeah.
And then, so that's plans for next year. Are you going to do anything patriotic for next year? For your home? For your...
I guess we'll find out.
To be determined.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right now, you're like, finish school, have a baby.
Yeah, those are my priorities.
Celebrate 250 years of America.
Yeah.
And then Christmas in July. Last year, I did a Christmas in July, and it was really fun. And so, as I've been thinking about that, I've got this this spring, and it's an old one. It's a 1993 copyright. But I have some Hallmark Father Christmas ornaments, and when I saw these, it just reminded me of them. It reminded me of my mom's love for them. So I may stitch one in July because that's doable. They're not very big. I want to say, sorry, there's a chart on the back here, so let me hold this carefully. 68 by 31. So I for sure can do one of those. I'm actually leaning towards this guy right here holding the tree.
Nice.
So he's a cute little one. So I may, if I get ambitious, I'll do two. Amongst all the other projects, right? Also, when I went up to Shepherd's Bush, I was able to pick up this pattern. They were out of it at the attic while I was there. And I love the joy that it says there. I didn't get the threads that were called for. They were limited edition. And with that, they were out of a lot of them. But I did pick up linen while I was there. This is natural, and it's a 40 count that I'll be doing that on. And I picked up threads. I looked at the DMC that's called for on here. I'm going to hold them up together so you can see them together. That DMC on there almost seemed purple to me. And this one, I think in this lighting is looking a little less, it looks a little more bright red.
It's a little more maroon.
A little more maroon, but not the same kind of purple fill that this felt when I was there. But that is my other Christmas in July, and I'm really excited about that one because I love joy at Christmas time.
And in July.
And in July. Joy year round.
Oh yeah.
Maybe if I did it the more purpley, I could leave it out all the time.
Guess we'll see. Or not.
I may just leave it out all the time. Who knows? Okay, where are we at? Sorry, we have our notes down here below as I look down. And then other Christmas in July, I have some heirloom crocheted snowflakes from my husband's grandmother. And And I last year made one to duplicate it, and I would like to make 6 to 12 more of those for my tree, just to add to what I already have on there. And then I've talked to Kira. They do not have stockings. They've been married one Christmas.
We got a free tree last year, so that was pretty good.
So I have a stocking pattern. I would like to throw a few stockings together so this little grandbaby can have stockings. And that'll be that's all of my Christmas in July. We'll see how it goes.
That's quite a bit of Christmas in July.
But then it's ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to just pull it out and have it
the holidays.
Yes. It makes it exciting. Okay.
I did finish a project. It wasn't cross stitch, but
we're going to transition out of cross stitch. We're going to go into our other things. So stay tuned for the rest of it. If you're interested, if you're just here for the cross stitch, that was what we were going to show this month.
Yeah.
Or this time.
Yeah. So like I said, it's all things baby right now at my house. And I found some extra yarn that I had from some projects. I made a baby blanket. And just finished it. It's pretty small because babies are small, supposedly.
Mm-hmm. Goes fast.
And so, I made this probably in like 5 days. So when I'm motivated to do a project, I get it done pretty quick. But it turned out really cute. All the leftover colors that I had.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the show.
Super excited for our little baby girl to come. So that's pretty much all we ever talk about. She's the only thing. But
and she will be the only thing. There's so much
She's
fun.
Gonna be very spoiled.
Yes, first grandbaby on both sides. So for us, Kira's my third child, but the first two have a baby. So we're excited about that. She's also the only one married.
Yeah.
So that
I guess I'm ahead on the game.
That takes some pressure off of the brother. Okay. Now quilting. So if you notice behind us, this is a quilt that I just am finishing. It still has clips for some binding down at the bottom. But this has been so much fun. I bought the kit, the actual kit, probably, I don't know. This says 2020, so I'm guessing in 2021. It's just been sitting waiting to come, so you can kind of see what the rest of it looks like. Because I bought the kit, if you notice, my butterfly is the same, my trees are approximately the same, so it is all the same fabric. And it was the Sunday Stroll fabric line by Bonnie and Camille. This specific pattern was just Camille Roskelly, which she has some cool stuff out. In fact, in my haul, I have a little jelly roll of hers that I picked up. So absolutely love her. I've had so much fun making it. My quilt machine, my long arm is working. We were able to get things going and do some custom quilting on it. That was so much fun to do. It did take a little bit longer when I do custom for myself. I have never done custom for anybody else. Nobody's asked me. Take some pressure off. I did custom for your wedding quilts, but nobody's asked me and really my sisters have been my only customers, but I don't have like a business license or anything for it. It's just for fun for me and have that going. So that quilt was a lot of fun. I also, when I went to the shop hop here in Utah, I bought the kits for these little table toppers and made that one, and I did change the pattern. That's not how they had it designed. I apologize, I didn't bring it in. The pattern, they had their pinwheels cut off on the ends and not two colors, not two tones. So I changed my pinwheels completely. The only thing is when I make pinwheels like that, I only know how to make all of them. So I have some little pillows. If you notice, what's different is that the pinwheel is going the opposite direction. So
there you go.
Different direction of pinwheel. And so I just turned them into pillows because I was like, well, I just made 4 little pinwheels. The gingham on this is a Lori Holt fabric. These are the Magic Dots by Moda is the other fabric there. And they're just so cute to have sitting in my house little minis. And then also I designed and made this. So once a month, before I show it, once a month my sisters and I and one of my sister-in-laws get together and we quilt. And Kira. And Kira. And she didn't for a while because she was in school and had class that night. So without class that night, Kira's been coming, but we did a different quilt, which I'll show when it becomes winter or when you finish yours. So I finished those, and then we've been doing table runners and table toppers this year, kind of doing more our own thing instead of all the same thing. And this month during that, I designed this. It's just a little 12 by 12. I've got it in a little stand here and put it together. Now, I know that that top little line on the star is not perpendicular, but nobody looks at it that close. Did you notice that? Or not perpendicular, not totally parallel. That spot's a little bit smaller than that one.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
Guys, I cut I was supposed to finish at 3/8 of an inch. It's fine.
Close enough.
It's fine. It's fine. But it was so much fun with those 4 little stars. It came together really, really fast. And then I just quilted it on my regular sewing machine. I did use the clear thread, so the monofilament thread for that one. So that's just added a fun element. I also love the backing I chose. I know.
Choice.
Backing on
I like
quilts.
roses.
It's like I didn't show the backing on this one. Well, it'll show too much. We're good. So that is what I've gotten done on quilting. My plans for quilting, I said the stockings and baby girl. Baby girl needs some blankets. So
Yep.
get her some quilts finished. So we're excited. This little one, her brother, her oldest brother,
Yeah.
named the baby Jimbo before we knew whether it was boy or girl.
Because we didn't like calling it the baby and it, or like we didn't know which gender it was yet. So yeah, he started calling it Jimbo, just so that we had something to call it. But then we found out it was a girl, and he didn't like Jimba, so he changed it to Jimbalina, is the name that he now calls it. Because we've decided we're not going to tell the name before the baby's born. And so they still want to call her something. So it's Jimbalina right now.
Yeah, and your younger brother today was calling the baby Katie.
Yeah, he's trying to guess the name. So he just starts calling it random names to see if he gets it right. Nobody's guessed it so far, so.
Okay, so I know which ones to take off my list.
Yeah.
I know what I've been calling her today. So, and what have you made for her?
Yeah, so I've been making little roses so that I can make a baby mobile or whatever it's called to hang over her crib. So there's just a whole bunch of roses, so they'll hang upside down and be connected to a circle with all the leaves and everything. I have the felt for the leaves, but I got scared that I would mess them up, so I haven't done them yet. But we'll get there. But yeah, they're
so pretty.
They're just these individual. There's like a pin in it because I haven't hot glued anything together. But they're all individual and they'll just be upside down on the mobile.
Pretty.
So
Beautiful.
I'm excited for that. Again, it's all just baby girl focus right now at my house.
It's a good place to be.
Anytime I have free time.
It's a good place to be.
Yeah. We're excited.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for you. That's very, very fun. And they're beautiful.
Yeah. The pinks and reds and everything.
Yes.
So
beautiful, beautiful.
Fun stuff.
She'll be a spoiled little girl, but hopefully not rotten. No rotten girls. Just spoiled. Just spoiled. Okay, so what are you doing for 4th of July?
4th of July, we're coming here. My parents were throwing a barbecue, and we're having, like, everyone over, basically. So all my aunts and uncles, and then we're even having, like, my husband's family come over, and my brother's girlfriend's family's coming over. So we're having everyone over.
It's
to my
the barbecue.
house. Yeah.
It's the place to be.
And then watching some fireworks, probably.
And people
somewhere.
will kind of peel into, we have some family that has different plans later in the evening, but we're going to together and barbecue before and enjoy each other, probably pull out some games in the yard and sit around and visit and play with their little kids that come, and excited to get to see everybody. I know my dad's excited about that, and it was always my mom's favorite holiday, so she loved the 4th of July, loved having everybody together, so it's nice when we can get together. So our question for you this time is, what are you doing to celebrate the 4th of July? And if you are not in the United States of America, what do you do for your national holiday? What do you do to celebrate that? And they're all spread throughout the year, so I'm sure there's all sorts of different things, like there could be skiing to going to the beach, the whole everything. So just answer that in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching us.
Yeah,
we really appreciate your support and excited to be part of this community. Thank you. Have a wonderful time and stitch something.
Yep, go stitch something. Bye.